name is Peter. I've been coming to the office. I started coming here in 2014 in December. I just remember back then it was, I had to wait to get in for like 3 weeks for my first appointment. And it was like one of the longest 3 weeks of my life because I was in so much pain. I could not turn my head to even kind of like look, to the side to change lanes when I was driving a car. Just like making a head movement like that, it was a struggle. And I could only move my head like, just a little bit, and it was like, oh my goodness, it's so much pain. So I just remember that the 3 weeks leading up to the appointment just took so long. I couldn't wait for those 3 weeks to get by. And and I've been coming down here ever since on periodic visits. And I can't recall, to be exactly, if I had a specific injury that caused my neck to hurt so much. Same thing with my lower back. I can't remember if I had a specific injury, but I did work in kind of a little bit in the construction field, so there was always a heavy lifting involved, and maybe improper lifting at times. So over the years, it may have somehow just a little injured my back as well, and it would just struggle to get by. And sometimes it would flare up, sometimes it would kind of go away. But at that time, when I was coming to the clinic here, it was pretty bad. It was kind of a struggle just to get by. The first adjustment, it's been a while, but trying to remember. I know for sure that I could instantly feel that the pressure was gone, even though I still experienced a little bit of pain. But I could tell that something has happened in my body that caused me to proceed on a recovery phase. And even though I was still in pain, I was tired, but I knew for a fact that things were in the right place with my back, and over time it was just going to get better and better. My family got introduced to this clinic after I started coming here, and my wife's side of the story is actually a little bit, she was experiencing a lot more pain than I have, to the point that she was actually having a hard time getting out of bed every single morning. It would be a struggle. It would take like 10 minutes just to start walking because the lower back was acted up, and it was so painful just to get out of bed and start walking. And so we had a discussion and conversation with my wife that we should come into the clinic and get checked out and see what could be done about it. And so finally we decided, or she decided in this case, to go ahead and give it a try. So we did, and almost instantaneously there was a relief. And over time, like after a week or 2 weeks and so on and so forth, it was getting easier and easier to get out of bed, and to the point that the symptoms over time just dissipated and just like literally disappeared. And then fast forward to today, which was a few years, I want to say 5 years later. She's been coming here for 5 years or so, but no back pain, no issues with back whatsoever, and all thanks to Nuka. And she's able to function like a normal human being with no pain, and which we are very grateful for. All of my kids go here too, all 4 of them. So, and they were playing sports and things like that. No, occasionally they would fall, the back would hurt, and so on and so forth. And come down here, get readjusted, get realigned, and off they go. They had, I don't know if they had injuries, but they had adjustments. So every once in a while, they would have to get readjusted. But overall, they're doing really, really well with their backs and necks. So very thankful. So why do I keep coming back here and being a patient for years? I went to a conventional chiropractor for years, and it would relieve the pain temporarily for a few weeks, and then it would come back. So it was just an ongoing process that you just constantly keep going in, get adjusted, and then a little while goes back, and then you're back to the same condition that you were in. So my sister-in-law introduced us to NUCA, and we decided to give it a try. And to me, what is happening here as far as like getting adjusted, it just feels right from the initial adjustment. It just feels like your body is in a right place, your spine is aligned, and everything else just falls into place. And I've never experienced that with the conventional chiropractors in the past when I was younger. And that's why I keep coming back, because I see the results and I see how I'm able to function every single day. So my dad called me up one day, and he says he had his arm, there was a nerve that was being pinched in his neck that was causing his right arm to lose feeling. He would lose sensation in his arm, and then it progressed to the point that his right arm was actually starting to decrease in size, so it was starting to dry out. So you could actually physically tell by looking at both of his arms, one was healthy and one was getting smaller or thinner due to the fact that the nerve was pressing, his bones were on the spine was pressing on his nerve, causing some issues with his arm. So he went to the doctor, and they recommended immediate surgery to fuse some discs together in the back on his neck, and then he was going to be on a feeding tube for up to 6 months, and so on and so forth. And there was no guarantee that whatever was going to be done that was going to fix the problem that he was having with his arm. So he calls me up and he says, this is the situation that I'm in. What should I do? And then right about that time, I was actually already a patient here at NUCA. And I said, hey, I could get you set up for an appointment at the clinic here and see what we can do. It's worth the try. I mean, I would not recommend going under the knife at this point, but try something that's natural first before you proceed. And we set up an appointment, and he came in, got x-rayed, had the initial adjustment, and almost within days, the tingly sensation started coming back into his arm. But then after a week, he started to get feelings back in his arm, and then a little while later, he started, being able to use his arm again. And then fast forward, it's been a few years now, but he's got like 95% of his mobility in his arm back. He was even able to go back to work and continue working. He was a stonemason by trade, so he did a lot of physical labor, and it was his right arm. So he was able to go back to work and still work for a couple more years before he retired. But the way he would shake hands with folks when he would see them, he would stand, fling his shoulder forward. That would cause his arm to move forward. He would catch it with his left hand, catch the elbow, shake hands, and then just let it down. That's what he got to, which was really sad to see. And thanks to NUCA and the process that he went through, procedure and the pretty much being a patient here and go through the process of just coming in on a weekly basis initially, and then monthly, and then coming on to the checkup afterwards really helped him a lot. He's retired now. He's a fully functioning human being, works physically every single day as much as he wants to, and he's pain-free, all thanks to Nuka. I can't even imagine what he could have been like now if he did decide to go with the surgery. I can't even imagine what that would be like. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, very, very grateful. So, yeah, that's his testimony. So, yeah, between myself and my wife and my father, I share the testimony with a lot of friends that we and family that we are having conversations about back pains and things like that. And I'll be the first one to say that this program it does really, really work. And it has worked for me, worked for my wife, has worked for my father, and it will also work for you. Well, if somebody's on a fence and trying to decide whether it's for them or not, first thing that I would recommend is come in for a consultation to see if you're whatever you're dealing with could be adjusted, could be aligned, and things like that. I can only speak for myself. It has worked for me, and I'm able to function like a normal human being with no, like I've never experienced that before. Meaning, I can work physically. I could do physical labor around the property. I can even go work on homes, do a little bit of construction work on the side, and with the lower back pain that I used to have, the neck pain that I used to have, I wasn't able to do that on a regular basis. And then now I'm still able to do that and still able to function and work normally with no pain. And if somebody is struggling with pain, chronic pain or short, it's something that I would highly encourage. I would highly recommend, because it has made a difference in my life. It has made a difference in how I feel, how I function, and being pain-free is worth everything in this world. And so if you're on the fence, there's nothing to be on the fence about. It's either you're in pain, struggling every single day, or you're on a path to recovery and being pain-free. It's not an overnight process, but it takes some time. It could take weeks, could take a few months for your body to fully align back into its normal state.